Hey everybody, it's the OMAD Dad. Welcome back to my YouTube channel, a channel that's dedicated to living the OMAD lifestyle or eating just one meal a day. I'm back just before I have to go into work with another edition of viewer questions, and this one comes from Demont, and it's a very good question here. Let's see. Demont writes, "Hey, I've been doing very well with OMAD, but today I slipped. I had worked a 14-hour shift and I went to 7-Eleven and bought one of those $5 pizzas. I ate the whole thing. I feel depressed now. I'm usually very disciplined. Can you talk about how one should handle slip days? I'm a longtime fan. Keep up the good work." Well, thank you for the question, Demont. What you've experienced and what you've described is something that happens to even to some of the most disciplined and experienced OMADers out there. I don't think there's probably one person that hasn't done OMAD that hasn't had a slip day. So how do we handle it? My best advice is for you is to forget all about it and move on as if it never happened. Start your next day right back on the OMAD train, get right back on there, don't give it any thought, and get right back onto the plan and forget all about it and get back into the discipline. One thing you don't want to do is you don't want to go into victim status where you feel like you're a failure and you tell yourself things like, "Oh, see, I knew I couldn't do this," and that sort of those sort of thoughts that are popping into your head. Once you start to actually believe that stuff, it's going to cause you to stop the whole plan altogether, and you're going to go right back to where you were. You don't have to do 6 hours on the treadmill to make up for it. You don't have to do a 72-hour fast to make up for it. It happened, it's over with, and it's done. As far as some tips to kind of prevent this sort of thing from happening in the future, one thing you would do is I would recommend, number one, when you're going to have a slip day and it's an unplanned splurge, I would recommend stopping yourself before you get too destructive. Sometimes there's this the idea that, well, I've already splurged, I've already gone over my plan and had more calories or had an extra meal than I shouldn't have, I'm going to go all out. That's the wrong thing to do, and you want to catch yourself in that mindset and stop immediately before you go and get too destructive for the day. That's one. What you want to do is also go into your own mind and observe and see what sort of internal representations that you were making that would cause you to have a slip day. Were you telling yourself things like, "Well, I deserve to have all of this extra food," or "I should have it because I hit a certain milestone," or "Oh, I'm having a very tired day," or "I'm depressed," or "I'm very anxious," or something like. Going inside and seeing what sort of internal representations you make in your mind that would lead to that is going to be very valuable, because when the situation happens again, you then catch yourself and like, "Oh, there I go, feeling sorry for myself, and I'm not going to go and grab that, have a piece of cake, or oh yeah, I'm very tired today. Life is kind of beating me up. I'm going to find another avenue. I'm going to go for a walk maybe, or because I know this is what happened last time." So those are some tips to prevent it from happening again. You definitely want to catch it as fast as you can if that sort of thing does happen, because you don't want to get too destructive and go off on a tangent and just say, "Oh, to hell with it, I'm going to have one hell of a binge." You're going to feel like crap. You're going to stall your progress, and you know how it is. But so that's my advice for handling slip days. And as I said in the beginning, I don't think there's a person out there that's attempted OMAD that hasn't had a slip day. Because, let's face it, we are surrounded by food. We are surrounded by food 24/7. Most communities have access to food. So it's very easy to be tempted. If this were so easy to do, then everybody in the world would be doing it. But a lot of people, once they attempt it for any length of time, they see it is quite difficult. But you learn something about yourself, and ultimately what you gain on the other end from years of OMAD is self-control. You're setting limits, you're learning self-control, and you're in charge of your food. Your food is not in charge of you. So, Demont, I hope that was helpful for you today, and for all of you out there that have slip days, that are worried about them and concerned as to what to do next. I hope this video was helpful for you. I'm going to head into work, start my day. I hope you guys are having a great day and a great week. A very happy OMAD, and be well.